That's an egg-eater over there. I'll show you the defensive thing that it does. And you'll see now it's gonna... You hear that sound? It's the scales rubbing and it flattens its head like that. And now it's gonna snap at me. But it doesn't have teeth. It's purely just for show. It's completely harmless. I'll show you again. Look. And take a look at the inside of the mouth now. You'll see it's black on the inside. You see?
Yeah.
And so people sometimes think it's a black mamba, but we don't actually get black mambas here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're softies. They're actually just putting that on for show, just to scare you off. Hey guys, Willem from Barlinka Snake Rescue here. A little bit earlier I collected a common egg-eater from someone in Tableview. They saw their dog barking at something on the lawn last night, and when they walked out they saw this little egg-eater and they called the neighbor over, and the neighbor caught it and put it in a bucket and kept it in his garage overnight. And then he called me this morning and I went and picked it up, and I just had to do a couple of other call outs. Normally I would release the snake immediately somewhere in a suitable habitat nearby, but this time I had to go and do a couple of other call outs, so I just put it in here with some water and newspaper to hide in, and I'll be going to release it shortly. But I just wanted to show it to you quickly before I do that. These snakes are completely harmless, but people tend to get scared of them because of the defensive posturing that they have. And maybe we're lucky and he'll do it now, we'll see. They barely have any teeth, they're not venomous, but when they're threatened they curl up into a coil and they rub their scales against each other, and their scales are keeled scales, which means they have a rough texture. So they rub those against each other and you hear this loud hissing sound to scare off predators. And then what they do is, if you don't go away, they pretend to snap at you. They flatten their head, open their mouth. You can see the inside of their mouth is black, and they snap at you. But they don't really have teeth, so they can't really hurt you. It's purely just a scare tactic. Because the inside of their mouth is black, people sometimes think they're black mambas though, but we don't get black mambas in this part of the country. So let's see if he does that thing now. I don't want to upset him too much. Maybe we're lucky and he does it. If not, when I go and do the release, he might do that when I put him down on the ground. And what these little guys do, by the way, is they eat eggs. They purely eat eggs, and they barely have any teeth. But when they find an egg, they swallow the egg whole, and then on the inside of their spine, they've got these bony protrusions, and they use those to actually crack the egg open, and then they suck out the juice and they spit out the shell. So that's a little egg-eater. Let me see if I can get a close-up for you. There we go. He's not doing his defensive posturing at the moment. I think he's very comfy here with his newspaper and his water. There we go. You see, there he's doing it. Oh. Completely harmless. Can't do anything to you. They just do that as a show of defense. They pretend to be a dangerous snake. You see the head being flattened like that? And you can probably hear that sound that it's making. That's not the snake hissing, that's the scales rubbing against each other. So you see there. And now it's going to try and snap at me. You see, oh, there we go. But they're completely harmless. They can't do anything. I'm not going to frustrate it too much. I'm just going to put the newspaper back now, and then I'm going to go and release it. Hey guys, okay, so I'm just going to release the little egg-eater that I picked up this morning. There he is in his box. Keep in mind that Barlinka Snake Rescue is a completely free service for our local community. If you find any kind of snake on your property, feel free to call me day or night. I'll come and fetch it for you. My telephone number is on the Barlinka Snake Rescue Facebook page. And even though it's a free service, we do appreciate any donations that you can send our way to cover our expenses like fuel and equipment and training and so on. We do already have a couple of awesome sponsors, including Reload Espresso Bar in Parkland, Stableview and Sunningdale. They're helping us conserve the wildlife, protect the animals and keep the community safe. And if you want to contribute as well, take a look at the links in the description for this video to see what you can do. So let's let him go. There you go, little guy.